you have decided to join me in the realm of chaos, and more specifically, join me in the hellhole known as the Skaven. Welcome to Realm Painters. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to paint Skaven, and more specifically, clan rats, and even more specifically, how to paint them speedily. Because for those of you who aren't aware, clan rats come in a bundle of 20 per unit, which means you have 20 little tiny itty bitty rats that are going to be on the board for 5 seconds before they die. However, they're very detailed, like surprisingly detailed for how many you're going to be fielding on the board. Now, I got my clan rats through the Skaven Tide box, and over the last 6-ish months, I've been painting rats. More specifically, my clan rats, trying to figure out the best way to go about painting them. And I think I've figured out a good way. If you have any other ideas or recommendations, be sure to leave them in the comments below and chat amongst yourselves and amongst with me. We can try and figure out the best way, but as far as I'm aware, this is the best way to paint clan rats speedily. In this video, I'll be showing you 3 different rat furs. However, all 3 rats will have black primer as the first step. Then you're going to want to get your dry brush and gray sear paint and dry brush the whole model. If you're curious on how to dry brush, we do have a video on our channel, so go check that out after this video. Once you've finished that, you're going to go back to the skin areas and apply some more gray sear, as we will primarily be using contrast paints. The more gray sear you put on, the more easier it will be able to see the contrast paints. Next, you're going to take yourself some Girly Man Flesh Shade, or Gilliman Flesh Shade, contrast, and, well, you're gonna wash the rats. At this point, this is where the 3 rats' furs differ. For the first rat, you'll just leave it as the Gilliman Flesh Shade. And for the second rat, you'll use Dune Bull Brown, and do almost like a highlight over the rat's skin. And for the last rat, you'll do the same thing as the previous step, but with Rhinox hide. The next color we will be using for these rats is Militarum Green. I really like this color, specifically for the cloth that the rats wear, because it's gritty and dirty without having to do any extra steps. At this point in the tutorial, I thought I'd let you know just how fast it was to paint these 3 little guys, because it took me 1.5 episodes of Ghost Adventures, and I got 3 of these guys painted, and I had a camera in the middle of my face, so I believe it would be a little bit faster than 1.5 hours to get your rats painted. But I do recommend going in and just throwing on some, for me, Ghost Adventures, because it's a nice comfort thing that I don't actually have to pay attention to. Throw on YouTube, music, it doesn't really matter, because you've got 20 rats to paint, and it doesn't really matter. Just get down to paint. Anyways, the very next step to this painting is painting the other cloth on the rat. I really like using Flesh Terror Red, but honestly, for the cloth, any wash will work. I mean, they're your rats. Paint them how you want to. Now it's time for me to tell you a tale. Just kidding. I'm actually trying to teach you how to paint the tails. You'll need voluptuous pink, volupus pink. whatever this pink is. I don't know how to pronounce it. And it seems like I forgot to show you the specific paints that I use, but we're going to be using Lead Belcher to paint all of the metal bits. Now you're going to take Rhinox hide and paint all the belts on the rats. And be careful, they are a little squirmy. With the same color, you're going to paint all the wood bits for these rats, specifically the shield. And then following that, you're going to use the Agrax Earthshade and wash all over the wood pieces. Then the final finished step for the wood pieces is you'll dry brush Doombull Brown. Now, it's time for the teeth and claws. I like to use Ushapti Brown. Wow. I like to use Ushapti Bone and wash it with Agrax Earthshade. Now lastly, for the main bits, you can use any color, but I personally either prefer to use Corn Red or Barak Har Burgundy to paint the handled, like, cloth bits on the handle. Now this is where you separate the mice from the rats. This last step, it's not important. You can say your rats are done at any point in this process, but specifically past this point. But if you'd like to take your rats to the next level, you're going to take any white of your choice and you're going to paint their eyes, and if they have boils, paint the boils as well. And then you're going to take striking scorpion green and make those eyes glow. And just like that, you have quite literally a lot more rats to paint. But good job. I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. I don't envy you. I've painted, at this point, 13 of my 40 clan rats. So I'm going to be doing that for the next 7 years. And then I might eventually run out of rats, which will lead me to buying more rats. Yeah, no, this is an interesting hobby, and I can't recommend it enough. Speaking of recommendations, if you have any recommendations for yourselves, like more specifically what kind of videos you guys want to see, ranging from tutorials to painting challenges to all sorts of random shenanigans, be sure to leave your comments down below and leave a like and subscribe. It especially helps to know what you guys want. If you leave a like and a comment, it helps us direct our channel in the direction in which you guys are entertained. So let me clear the frog out of my throat and close off this video. That's about all that I have to say. I really enjoyed painting these little dudes. Recommendation for those of you who are either new to painting or whatever, have something on while you're painting. For me, I've got a TV behind the camera right there, and I usually put on Ghost Adventures, and I just paint for a few hours throughout the night, and when I have time, I have to work and stuff. But yeah, I think that's all that I gotta say, even though I said that's all that I gotta say a few seconds ago. But I'll catch you guys in the next round. See ya.